light begins to fade now, and I feel like I'm losing time, but I don't know how I'm here. The sunlight has turned to gray, and I feel like I'm losing love again. I don't know how I'm here. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe, and it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Simracersworld TV and, of course, the Immortal Simracersworld TCR series. My name is Chaz Draycott, known to a lot of you as Chaslington, and of course tonight, once again, we will be bringing you two fantastic races from this very, very exciting championship, and we're back at Donington Park to do just that. What a fantastic circuit, very popular amongst the BTCC and all of its fans, and any touring car fan around the world will know Donington. It is such a popular circuit with tin top racing, and one of the finest circuits in the UK, one of the most unaltered circuits in the UK as well. Of course, we are on the national loop tonight, so the drivers will be going through the quick chicane at the end of the lap. No Grand Prix loop for these guys. So it's quite a short lap round here at the moment. I believe we're going to be looking at times around the sort of 110s, maybe 112s. Depends on the conditions, of course. I hope you are all well. I hope everybody is doing fine during the isolation period. Looking at 122s at the moment, actually, for some of these guys. Not sure whether they're outlaps or not, but we will soon see. Anyway, one of the most important things we have to go through is the championship standings. Now, there has been a change since last week because of the fact that the drop scores have been implemented. So a lot of the scores have changed. Of course, drivers that only had, well, 0 points in certain rounds won't have dropped anything, so they've stayed where they were. Most importantly, out of that lot, is actually, and genuinely, oh, he's just moved, this man here, Miguel Freitas, who is currently top of your leaderboard in the race and top of the leaderboard in the championship. 644 points for Miguel Freitas. Second in the championship is Lewis Ward for Meraki Racing. Lewis currently around 70 points behind, 578 in fact. So actually 66 points back from Miguel Freitas. Adam McNally is third in the championship at the moment, just gone top in qualifying with a 112.03. He is on 554 points, so not too far behind Lewis Ward. Fourth place after a good couple of rounds recently goes to the one and only Andy Hopley, who for some reason on my timing screen I cannot see at the moment. Here he is. Fourth position currently. Connor Parisi still in fifth in the championship for Jim Beaver Esports. That is overall in the pro category. In the AM category, it's a bit of a walkover at the moment by Carl Jacquelet, who is top of the standings for Year 1 Racing. He has quite a considerable gap, and he has the highest drop score as well over Lee Deemer, who is second at the moment for XII Racing Orange. Liam Silkstone is in third position, his teammate in the championship. Ryan Walker, fourth at the moment for Nomad Sim Racing Black. He'll be very happy with that, I'm sure. And someone that's come on quite well recently since joining a new team is Dean Timms, and he is fifth in the championship for Year 1 Racing. So well done to those guys, well done for being successful in their respective classes. I'm sure they're all very happy with how they're getting on. It's a very, very close championship though so far, all the way up and down the order. Mark Woodhouse, we know, is quick here. He was quick here in the pre-season test that we held. King Sim Racing says, good luck, Team Mad. Yes, James King, he's in the chat tonight. Good to see you, mate. Team Mad's newest signing, of course. Saw that on Facebook the other day. Very, very pleased for you, mate. Fantastic team to be getting involved with. Scott Malcolm is 7th at the moment. in the other one of the Team Mad cars. Just trying to look for someone who's about to finish a lap, and I tell you what, who better to go on board with than Championship leader Miguel Freitas. Miguel, of course, has been battling tendinitis recently as well. He's completed a couple of VLN races where he finished second in the top split, I believe, twice. Either that or he might have won one, not quite sure what the combination of it was. But Miguel was racing one-handed last time I saw, and he even put a picture in the Discord chat. So he's really making sure that he hangs on to this championship lead. Fourth at the moment, Gregory Vranks is second. He's done a great job. Fastest Sector 2 of anybody. Fastest Sector 1 is actually Matthias de Tige for Simracersworld Esports TCR. As Torres goes third, Hopley fourth, improving to a 1:11.9. You can see the cars on the track map on the right-hand side. That's their position, by the way, in terms of the numbers that you see. I think we'll have them in their class colours, actually, so you can see the pros and the AMs. As Miguel comes out the final chicane then and finishes a lap. Does he improve? Most probably. Let's have a look. There he goes, second, 1:11.711. Still a tenth and a half, though, off his teammate Mark Woodhouse, but it's a 1-2 at the moment for Team Mad. Welcome everybody to the stream that is just joining us now. You join us at the wonderful Donington Park. Matthias de Tige goes second for Simracersworld Esports TCR. What a great time by him. Ben Thayens is just inside the top 10. Dave Cyrus has just gone top for XII Racing Orange. Go on, Dave. I do want to have a quick look at McNally's car, actually, because apparently he's got a new livery tonight. It does look slightly different, doesn't it? Of course, Excite getting involved with Year 1 Racing and sorting out the Power Maxed Racing TCR League. Second is Scott Angelo at the moment in the AM class, and Andy Fox is third, so bit of an upset at the moment in terms of those standings. Andy Fox seemingly in a different livery tonight. It's a very, very chrome card he's got on him this week. Look at that thing. Love that. Lee Deemer is fourth at the moment in that class. Some of these guys have changed their liveries because I think Excite have brought a new flavour out. I think it's cherry, from what Liam Silkstone was saying. Ward has gone top, by the way. Lewis Ward with a 1:11.52. Forget that. Miguel Freitas 1:11.3. Even with tendinitis, nothing can stop this boy. As we see Deemer just going across the line. Fraser Smith goes into 9th. Fraser's been running very well recently. I believe he races for Full Send Racing, and for some reason that's not showing up on my overlay. So bear with me one moment. I will apologise in advance. You are going to hear a wonderful Windows noise in a minute, and you'll hear me even typing the name out. Ready? 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 There it is. So we look at Fraser now, then we will see that it says Full Send Racing. Great livery on that car as well, actually. Very, very pretty to look at. Plenty of cars out on track at the moment. You can see just how full the circuit is. McNally second, Delmont third. That's a good time for Delmont. A 1:11.51. Ward can't improve from fourth place. Cosmos, good evening, my friend. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Dave Cyrus has gone off the circuit. Fancies a bit of rallying instead. Audi going back to their rallying heritage there. Scott Malcolm just going past him there on his right-hand side. Musselwhite has gone top for Simracersworld Esports TCR. And what a great job Stuart's doing at the moment. He's been a bit under the radar this season as things stand. Just looking at the championship standings, he is 10th at the moment on less than half of Carl Jacolette's point tally, but he's doing fine all the same at the moment in class. And he goes even quicker as well into the top 10 for Stuart Musselwhite. Well, he's eating his Weetabix this morning. What have you been feeding him, Ian? What have you been feeding him? What have you been feeding these boys? So Franks is third now as well. De Tige, who hands down has been one of the most entertaining drivers to watch this season. Does everyone in the chat agree? What do you think? Let us know. Let me know as well who you think. If not Matthias, who do you think has been the most entertaining driver to watch? Good evening, Milky. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're well, mate. As we go on board here with Matthias de Tige, number 37 in the Simracersworld Esports TCR car. Fastest Sector 3 of anybody for Adam McNally, by the way. Lewis Ward has gone back to second place with a 1:11.4. Not quite on the pace of Freitas at the moment, who does 1:11.6, can't improve. Fraser Smith goes third, 1:11.406. Great stuff from him. Matthias de Tige doesn't look like he improves. Delmont 1:11.445, that puts him in 5th place. The times are really flying in at the moment. Jackalette has gone 2nd in the AM class. Andy Hopley now on the fringes of the top 10, but here he comes across the line. What can he manage? 1:11.9, doesn't improve again. Not the best for him there. Andrew Payne, good to see Andrew back out with us tonight. I don't quite think he made the last round actually. Andy Fox goes up to 18th position overall, 4th in AM. It's good to see Andrew Payne back out there for SCC Racing. Of course, his teammate Khan Newen is just behind him. I think Khan, oh no, he's just going out on an outlap at the moment. So those two currently at the back of the field, unfortunately. Well, fingers crossed we get to see them racing a bit further up this evening. And yes, Ian Fox with the question of the day. Who has the most overtakes this season? And oh wow, oh wow. What I'll do for you here is I'll go in reverse order with the top 5 on this one, because this is amazing, really is. Ryan Walker not on the circuit at the moment. Ryan Walker in 5th place, has 49 overtakes. Just ahead of him in that order is Philip Hopley with 51 overtakes. 2 points ahead of him is Sebastian Denise, who is not with us for the rest of the season. Liam Silkstone is 2nd with 62 overtakes. And top of the pile at the moment, and he's actually qualifying out there tonight, is Jeremy Hessels with 115 overtakes. Now we know, yes, of course, sometimes Jeremy doesn't qualify and he does start from the back of the field. We know that he's pretty quick. He's midfield pace at some points. But I tell you what, he's been absolutely smashing it. At the end of the day, he has put his own championship in jeopardy a bit by starting further down and not guaranteeing himself a high points finish. But what a great season he is having. I just have a little technical hitch at my end as McNally's gone fastest. If you just bear with me a couple of moments, I will have to be right back, I'm afraid. I'll put us on board with Andy Hopley so we can see what Andy's up to. But I will be literally 2 seconds for you. 1 moment. I told you I'd only be a moment, didn't I? There we go. Little technical hitch for a second there. I do apologise for that. Oh, there's a car off in front of Andy there. I believe that's Khan Newen that's just gone straight on. It is. But everyone just trying to get the best laps in that they can at the moment. We'll show you the gap on the left-hand side, so you can see there's 5 thousandths between first and second. McNally only just beating Freitas at the moment. And look at that. The top 12 cars are covered by half a second. It is absolutely magical how close this championship has been all the way through so far. And they continue that throughout qualifying. Andy's not going to be too happy at the moment down in 10th. As Jackalette puts in a 1:12.0. Thayens 1:11.7. Oh, Matthias de Tige, there you go, that'll do. 1:11.315, 8 thousandths of a second. And I tell you what, less than a tenth of a second covers the top 6. Look at that. Less than a quarter of a tenth of a second covers the top 3. This is incredibly close from the Simracersworld TCR series. And this is just what we want to see, isn't it, everybody? This is just what we want to see. Good evening, Chris Moretta. Sorry, mate, didn't see your comment. Good to see you. Ryan Walker, hello, my friend. How are you? Hope you have a good night tonight as well, mate. Can't wait to see what these guys can produce for us racing-wise tonight. Of course, down the Craner curves on the first 2 laps. It's going to be very, very hairy indeed. So fingers crossed that they don't end up in too much strife. we see there Detige coming in the pits. He's going to get some new tyres, new car, and get straight back out there. Adam McNally still second at the moment. Delmont's gone back up to third. So Adam Delmont on the charge at the moment. You can see the difference in the two liveries between those cars. McNally there, different bonnet on those things by the look of it. A lot of time and effort goes into their liveries, to be honest. And Mark Woodhouse, who was top before, is now down in 9th position. Anton Dupin, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us tonight. And do not forget, everybody, as announced today on Simracersworld, there will be the 2 hours of Silverstone as Simracersworld team up with Porsche to bring you another special event. Very excited to confirm that it will be myself and Mr. Jack Werrell in the booth again, as we were for the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. We really hope you enjoyed that one. We certainly did. And we can't wait to bring you another great special event just like that. Detige, though, top at the moment. Fraser Smith, 6th position overall. Dave Crozier, good to see you, my friend. Spicy close indeed. Lots of chilies on the board at the moment. Spicy, spicy indeed. Fraser really living up to the team name at the moment. Full Send Racing. We'll go on board with him, see if he goes on to another lap in the seemingly very illuminated cockpit of the TCR car. The back end wants to get away from him there a little bit on the brakes. Down the hill he goes. It's very difficult to get this car down there. Less than a second, by the way, covers the top 20 now. This is getting ridiculous, boys. The top 21 are separated by a second. That's just amazing. Diogo Melrose says it needs more Monster Cat. Well, we'll bring you some more, mate. We'll bring you a little bit more. Let's fast forward this on for a bit. I'm glad that you know. Thank you very much, Purple Sectors. Much appreciated. We're very excited to be bringing that to you. Can't wait to get that underway. Of course, 2 hours at Silverstone with just Porsches. So we'll have the Porsche 919 LMP1 car, the Porsche 991 RSR GTE car, the 911 Cup GT3 car, and then of course we will have the Cayman GT4, the 718. And yes, as Dave Crozier says, 3 people allowed per team. Matthias Detige, though, top for Simracersworld Esports TCR at the minute. 3 cars in Team Mad, just as an example of the 3-car rule. Scott Malcolm as Alex Torres goes up to 9th. Mark Woodhouse and Miguel Freitas. All sporting slightly different liveries, or different versions of the same livery. Scott, of course, running a chrome version at the front of his car, carrying the Simmortal branding. The Smile Time Productions branding is on Mark Woodhouse's car with the blue highlights for him, and then Miguel Freitas with the yellow highlights and the Team Mad branding for him. So great to see that it works in all 3 ways. And yes, the Sunday Drivers' Cup returns as well, Cosmos. And it's great to see you again, Diogo. It's been a long time, my friend. Hope you're very well. Hope you're doing okay during this very difficult time for everybody. And let's not forget, of course, Miguel Freitas battling tendinitis tonight as Woodhouse goes up to 7th place. But Miguel is not going to have all this his own way with Detige and McNally ahead. Dean Timms is 2nd in the AM class at the moment. Connor Parisi just goes up to 12th. Musselwhite still top in the class. Jacqueline is 4th at the moment. Lee Deemer is in 7th in the class. Andy Fox is 5th in this chrome machine, which we're all going to know and love tonight. Very, very shiny car. And Philip Hopley here for Meraki Racing, 9th in the AM class at the moment. 23rd overall, but only 1.2 seconds off the pace, so he's doing a fine job. It's just that the field is so close. He's not quite up there at the moment. Andrew Payne is down in 27th with his teammate behind, and that is going to be the end of qualifying. There's a couple of guys just finishing up their laps. We will show you on the right hand side. You can see a couple of them here. Just ahead of Woodhouse is Gregory Franks and Andy Fox. Let's see if Franks can improve at all. He's 1.3 tenths off at the moment. He goes up to 4th, 1:11.3. Woodhouse crosses the line, 1:11.4. Wow, look at that. Not even a tenth of a second covering the top 8 cars. That's unbelievable. Incredible scenes at the moment here. Carl Jacquelet has stopped just before the line for some reason. Not quite sure why. But it's clearly not going right for him there. Lee Woodburn has stopped the car as well. For Venom Works Excite Audio. For some reason, no livery loading on that at the moment. Or a new one that he's had anyway. I think it is a livery of his because it's got the cross on the roof. He gets back going again. Ben Thayens has just crossed the line. He does a 1:11.7 and does not improve his time. Scott Malcolm just behind there. He also does not improve. And those guys go back to the pits. Here is Lee Woodburn. I like the painting on the front of that car because he's painted the grills correctly. And for someone with OCD, that really, really does please me. I won't lie. Yes, Simracersworld on pole in both classes at the moment. Yes, indeed, Anton Dupin, you do have that correct, mate. So that was the first of 2 qualifying sessions tonight. Don't forget that these guys do have 2 quali sessions. The first race of the day has this one, and then the second has its own 10-minute session as well. Alex Torres, Vamos Alex, says Juan Carlos. Wow, that's a name. Maquiano? Is that how you say it? Matthias de Tige then, pole position. Great work from him alongside Adam McNally on the front row, with Miguel Freitas in 3rd and Gregory Franks in 4th. We then have Adam Delmont in 5th, Fraser Smith in 6th, Lewis Ward 7th and Mark Woodhouse in 8th. Behind him is Alex Torres and Andy Hopley, Ben Thayens and Connor Parisi. Then we have Stuart Musselwhite and Scott Malcolm on row 7. Dean Timms and Dave Cyrus make up row 8 and the top 3 in the AM class, with Carl Jacquelet and Jeremy Hessels behind them. Then it's Andy Fox and Scott Angelo, Lee Deemer and Liam Silkstone on row 11, with Philip Hopley and Craig Jones on the 12th row of the grid. And then the last 4 cars there, Ryan Walker, Lee Woodburn, Andrew Payne and Carl Newen. And I will instantly apologise, I'm not quite sure why it showed the drivers' nationalities there rather than their team names, so I'll have to have a look into that. And there is your pole sitter then, Matthias de Tige, with Adam McNally alongside him on the front row. It can go any way, Anton is correct. Anything could happen here. Championship leader Miguel Freitas 3rd at the moment, with Gregory Franks right behind, who will definitely want to jump up there and help his teammate out in making sure that he holds the lead. But Adam McNally is hungry for another victory. And probably a can of energy drink, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Matthias de Tige then. Let's just pop this on here and see if whether this brings anything up. No, it's still saying it's Belgium for some reason. Anyway, the next round of the championship, round 15, is away. And then look at that start from Andrew Woodhouse. Not Andrew Woodhouse, he's a commentator. Mark Woodhouse in the middle of the field. McNally's got a great start and has got alongside de Tige as well for the lead. Round the outside he goes. Looks like de Tige is going to hold on to it, although McNally's got a really good run by holding the pace around the outside. Down the crane of curves he goes. They're still going to be side by side down there. No, they're not. McNally's managed to get into the lead. Fantastic stuff from Adam McNally. We'll look a bit further down the order, see what's going on. A little bit of 2x2 there. Carl Jacquelet, that's Musselwhite behind him as well. Dean Timms has gone into the lead of the AM class. Now Jacquelet's just behind him. Musselwhite has been muscled out of the way, it seems, there, and dropped a couple of places. Franks and Delmont really having a good scrap here as well. They've just got behind them Lewis Ward and Mark Woodhouse, who are side by side while they go round McLean's. Up at the front as well, McNally's not having any sort of rest from de Tige. So close between all these guys. Is Woodhouse and Ward still at it. But Dean Timms there, just a few places back, leading the AM class with his teammate Carl Jacquelet in tow. So they've had a great start, 2 places gained each as they get away from Stuart Musselwhite. As wow, down the inside, who's that? Well, it can only be Jeremy Hessels. What a great start he's had already, gaining 3 places on lap 1. Very well done. There's a lot of kick-off in the background there as well, as Stuart Musselwhite is side by side with Liam Silkstone. just coming through there. Oh, Philip Hopley, what's Philip done? Oh, there's contact as well between these boys. I was so concentrated on Philip Hopley going off that these guys have made contact and put it in the wall. And it's gone so wrong for Stuart Musselwhite after starting on pole. What a nightmare. Let's have another look what happened. Oh, Silkstone lost it and Musselwhite had nowhere to go. As Silkstone recorrected himself. Just went around and in his face, unfortunately, there for Stuart Musselwhite. That's absolutely gutting. McNally leading the way at the moment. Detige behind. Look at this between Freitas and Delmont side by side. Delmont trying to go down the inside. Championship leader not having things his own way at the moment. Delmont comes under attack now as Gregory Franks goes through on the inside. Lewis Ward wants in on this as well. Still side by side here. Lewis Ward down the inside of Adam Delmont. Lewis is so close, making sure he doesn't hit them. Both drifting through the chicane. And Mark Woodhouse is going to come and pick up the pieces here. Here he goes through. Oh, there's a car off in the background. Jeremy Hessels is around. There's a wheel off as well. Oh, Ryan Walker's in that. More and more contact. There's a year one car off. That's Dean Timms who's going down the order. Something's properly kicked off there with those boys. Let's have a quick look. Such a shame. Jeremy Hessels and Dean Timms having a bit of a battle here. Something tells me this is going to come to contact. Hessels goes down the inside. Oh, there's contact on the exit. Timms' car goes around. Oh, he tries to get out of the way and Ryan Walker just collects him. Although that wheel seemed to already. Oh no, the wheel came from Jeremy Hessel's car actually. I thought it might have come from Ryan Walker's. But fortunately for him, it didn't. So McNally still leads the way. Detige second, chasing after him. Closest cars on track are actually these boys at the moment. Mark Woodhouse right behind Andy Hopley. But this is proper TCR racing. These guys are really having a good scrap. We'll go on board with Woodhouse now just so you can see the cars hopping over the curbs. So much energy followed over there. Down the straight they go. He's looking to the inside. That's Delmont in front, Ward on the outside. So close between these boys. Unbelievable stuff. Round the outside, he's trying to make it work there is Mark Woodhouse. He's going to have to get out of that, surely. He doesn't though. Showcasing the man fruits at the moment is Mark Woodhouse, really on it. They call him the stud muffin at Team Mad as wow. Delmont must have got a slowdown there. He's lost a place to Andy Hopley as well. Fraser Smith is also going to go through. Yeah, Delmont unfortunately must have been a slowdown. Conor Parisi just behind this is at the moment as well. And this is so close all the way throughout the order. The battle for the lead is very close indeed. We'll go on board and listen to my favourite noise in iRacing at the moment, the TCR car. Let's turn it up a bit for you, shall we? Let's turn her up a bit. It's not loud enough, is it? There you go. Freitas does the fastest lap of the race with a 1:11.6. It looks like McNally's gapped him a little bit there. Fraser Smith has done the fastest sectors 1 and 3 on that last lap, by the way, so he is really on race-winning pace at the moment, is Fraser Smith. It's just the traffic holding him up slightly. Jack Collette leads the AM class, of course, now, because of that incident with Dean Timms earlier. As Lee Woodburn is apparently off the track. Don't know what's happened to Lee. Sorry, that was Jeremy Hessels. Oh, around turn 1, the back end gets away from him. Oh, as he catches the gravel, it's just gone. Hard to save. Here's Ben Thanes just going past Lee Deemer. Since having a good start to the championship, you know, Lee has dropped off a little bit here. He just can't quite stick with Jack Collette, who is leading the AM Championship. Mark Woodhouse and Fraser Smith doing the fastest sectors between them in sectors 1 and 3. Closest cars on track are actually Scott Angelo and Andrew Payne. Andrew now on the outside, Scott down the inside. Makes it through. McNally fastest lap of the race, 1:11.3. Showcasing the man fruits. Chris likes that one. Looks like, oh wow, Liam Silkstone very late on the brakes there. Gets past Andrew Payne, who's still gained 3 positions from where he started, by the way, so he's doing a fine job. Here's Dave Cyrus, who is having to defend at the moment from Ben Thayens, who's charging through the pack. Ben's been one of the drivers that's very interesting to watch as Andy Hopley's gone off the circuit. Coming back on. Not sure what happened to Andy there. Dave Cyrus has also been off the circuit. Oh, he just does it himself going into the old hairpin. That must have been a scary moment for him. And Dave Cyrus, just after we cut away from him, has lost a place as well, and he's just gone wide in the old hairpin, gets on the dust, car goes wide. Doesn't spin it or anything though, so it's all good. I'm sure he'd rather just lose one place than completely spin the car and put it out of the race. Here's Andy Fox in the Chrome machine, second in AM at the moment, and now it's him that's got Ben Thayens charging up behind him, and there is the view. Ben just looks racy everywhere he goes. I said racy, he's not Kyle Larson. Onto the straight. Ben's got a good run it seems, but not sure whether he can get the move done. We'll go on board with him for a second. Oh wow, look at that big send down the inside from Ben Thayens. Never mind going on board with him, we may as well not. Oh, there's a little bit of a scrape there. He thinks, oh, that chrome's just so inviting. Just want to give it a kiss. Here's the two Excite cars as well. Just behind, that is Dima and Cyrus. Cyrus in the purple highlighted car. Oh, Lee's gone wide there. He's really struggling tonight, is Lee. He doesn't look comfortable in that car at all. Dave Cyrus just on the back of him at the moment. But still at the front. This is close now between Freitas and Dettige. Freitas has got into his rhythm. But Thayens isn't going to... oh, well, I was just about to say Thayens isn't going to stop charging through the field. And there's the end of that. Ryan Walker is also off the circuit and into the wall. We'll see what happened to Ben Thayens first. Down the inside of Andy Fox. Oh, he's just overcooked it. Oh, and a little tap helped him off there as well. Have a look at what happened to Ryan Walker. Behind him. Oh, it's a big dive by Scott Angelo. Ryan didn't leave all the space in the world, but it looked like he already had the corner, to be honest. And the big dive from Scott will not have been appreciated. Fraser Smith has been in and out of the pit lane, apparently. He came that far over. Let's just have a quick check of what happened here. He said that he entered the pit lane and then exited it again. Wow, look how far over he goes. It triggered the pit lane within iRacing. Lewis Ward has done the fastest lap of the race with a 1:11.2. Fastest sector 3 of anybody. Fastest sector 1 at the moment is Mark Woodhouse. So plenty of the guys within the top 10 are the usual ones that we see there. We've got 36 people watching us at the moment. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. You can see the back end just trying to step out a little bit. That's the thing with these cars, you know, the back end does want to step out a little bit all the time, especially on the brakes. But that's how you've got to have it set up. You know, you want to be able to punch the car into the corner, get it pointing where you need it, and then just get on the throttle and get it out of the corner as fast as possible. And Alex Torres, well, him and Parisi keep swapping places on the little event viewer thing I've got in the bottom corner. And they've both gone off circuit together. Now Connor's a very successful rallycross driver, but him and Torres, they're doing a bit of synchronized off-tracking, we'll call it. Here's a great battle here between Lee Dima, Andy Fox, Dave Cyrus, Jeremy Hessels and Ben Thayens. We'll go on the rear view camera of Dima, and you can just see the madness that's chasing him down. Hessels has gone past Cyrus just behind. Looks like Thayens has tried to get in there as well. He's also got the job done, although they're still side by side. Thayens is still on the inside line. Now he's going to try and get past Jeremy Hessels as well. Doesn't look like he's done it. Jeremy on the back of Andy Fox. We're on lap 10 of the race at the moment. 25 minutes for both races tonight. Look at the skid marks going into there. Andy Fox, who we go on the rear view camera with now, doesn't get quite a run. Mark Woodhouse, fastest lap of the race, but here comes Jeremy Hessels. Here he comes. Goes around the outside of turn 1. Manages to carry the speed as well, does Jeremy Hessels. Go on, son. What a fantastic move that'll be if he gets that done. all the way around. Now he's going to be on the outside for the old hairpin when they get to the bottom of the hill. Ben Thanes wants a piece of this as well. Oh, Andy's gone wide, so's Ben. Ben's around. Oh, are you going to keep that out of a wall? Are you, Eck? Go on. Yes, he has. Oh, Jeremy Hessels has also gone off the track at the bottom of the hill, so Andy Fox actually ends up being the winner in all of that. Ben Thane's still off the track, still trying to come back on. He's not hit the wall where Mansell went. Oh, no! Oh, Scott Angelo. Scott Angelo. Oh, you think Scott drive with his eyes closed the way he's been tonight? Scott Angelo, wow. What a massive, massive accident that was. Ready, ready, ready. He's got all that time in the world to react. And he still goes flying into the back. That actually made me jump still now. Unbelievable stuff. Well, Scott Angelo, prize for the best awareness this evening, I think it's safe to say. Well, yeah, skid marks on the track and in Jeremy's pants, as you say, Jack. As just behind here, Franks and Woodhouse having a great scrap into the old hairpin. Both the cars twitching around on the brakes. Franks is sideways, somehow manages to still lose out. Mark Woodhouse, I said he was exposing his man freaks before. He's really got him out now, hasn't he? The fly is undone and Mark Woodhouse is unleashed. Properly on it at the moment, and now he's going to go chasing Lewis Ward for 4th place. Destige has dropped down to 3rd, and Freitas is all over the back of McNally now. But wow, poor Ben Thanes, and I don't really know what to say about the Scott Angelo incident without offending anybody, because that was just mind-blowing. We've seen a few incidents this season where we're not quite sure how someone's managed something. Oh, Craig Jones has gone off the track. Jeremy Hessels and Andy Fox have apparently had another incident as well. Let's see what happened here. Jeremy's gone up the inside. Oh, he's lost it. He's sort of gone straight on there. Oh, this was all the kickoff that we just missed then. Oh, and there's a wheel come off Fox's car. Andy Fox lost a wheel. It seems to have repaired itself miraculously. We've seen a little bit of that. Oh, as Fox has gone off again. And he's out. He seems like he's out of the race now. What an absolute nightmare for Andy Fox. Well, here are the race leaders as we've just gone over halfway through the race. X-rated Chaslington tonight. The snake's out of the cage. The mouse is out of the house. I love it. And yeah, Maciej Sakovic. Hello. And Diogo. Yeah, fair play, boys. Fair play. I mean, while the rejoin was bad, though, at the end of the day, you can still do things to avoid poor rejoins, can't you, in my opinion? Well, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other we'll go with. This is the top 6 in the race, by the way, on screen at the moment. They're all so close together. You love to see it. There's Alex Torres and Andy Hopley. All the yellow and blue coming together here. Andy is now dropped down to 10th position. He's back where he started, so is Alex Torres. Conor Parisi's gained 1 place. Lee Deemer has gained 7, you know, and he's actually 2nd in the AM class now behind Carl Jacquelet, so he's managed to salvage something from this race at least. As I just saw that as well, top of the shot. Woodhouse glued to the back of Lewis Ward, and I tell you what, he's really on a charge at the moment is Mark Woodhouse. Don't get in his way. I can't tell you what he'll do to you based on the other comments I made about him tonight. Round the outside, Mark Woodhouse, go on, son. Oh, I hope he didn't trap him in the door when he got in that car. Flipping heck. He's really on it, isn't he, everybody? Really, really on it. Mark Woodhouse, love it. Oh, I know Diogo, don't worry, mate. I know I've said hello already. I just love you boys to bits. And someone that Adam McNally isn't going to love to bits at the moment is your teammate, Miguel Freitas, because while he has run wide there a little bit, he's looking very racy, isn't he? Very, very racy indeed. Listen to the pops and bangs. Love it. If your race car doesn't pop and bang, it's not a race car. Unless, of course, by the regulations, it's not allowed to because of overfueling. Which is a thing, believe it or not, in a couple of series. The maps aren't supposed to let them backfire. And Miguel Freitas is hoping that McNally's car does backfire at the moment and there's something wrong with it because he is really, really trying to close up. Destige has dropped off a little bit. Looking a bit further down the order, Parisi trying to get past Andy Hopley with all the lock in the world through the old hairpin. Stud Muffin, Woodhouse, and Jack. Don't worry, mate, I'm not cheating on you. Great chase at the moment. It's always good fun to watch Conor Parisi. He's been one of my favourite drivers this season. Look at the amount of lock he's putting on now. He doesn't care about them front tyres, does he? Oh, flipping heck. You can't just scrub them off and take them around another session. They're not going to last. Onto the back of Hopley. Very close. Hopley, the rear end just stepping out a bit there. And I mean his, not the car. As Delmont does his fastest lap of the race. Delmont and Fraser Smith here in the middle of this. With a couple of seconds either way around them. Gregory Frank's just holding on to the guys in front in 6th place. These guys are having quite a nice little battle at the moment. Dave Cyrus, I think, has given in to the damage that he's received. He seems to be dropping down the order quite a lot. Yeah, he's got a bit of a battered car there. Jeremy Hessel's trying to put the pressure on behind him. But as we said, these guys are actually getting closer together. So it's probably good that they're having a bit of fun together here. Oh, Lee Deemer has apparently gone off the track. He's come back on at the old hairpin. He is really struggling down there at the moment, isn't he? As Hopley's gone off as well. Parisi's going to try and close up on him. We are flicking around a lot on these cameras, I know, but Adam McNally and Miguel Freitas, he's just been told to do the coffin dance, whatever that is. And he's now in the race lead, or is he? Dettige is going to try and come through here as well. McNally's tucked right up behind him. The tame Iberian is on the move. Back into the lead is Miguel Freitas. Oh, McNally turns in, clips the rear corner of him, and he's sideways. Dettige is going to try and go through. There's contact down the inside as well. Mark Woodhouse is going to somehow benefit in all of this. Lewis Ward comes through as well, of course, second in the championship. He's not going to take any sort of second invitation there. Lewis Ward now into second, Woodhouse third, McNally fourth, Freitas fifth, and Frank's in sixth. And we've got 7 minutes of this race left to go, if I can get my words out. I'm too excited. Calm down, boys. Look at it all. Woodhouse now. Oh, as Ward kisses the back of Detige's car, and then Ward gets a kiss of his own from Woodhouse. Someone woke up on the right side of the bed this morning. McNally slots in, decides that he's not going to do it. Frank's here laughing his head off at the back of it, watching it all go on in front of him. Tell you what, let's go on an even more interesting camera. You can watch it all unfold. There's all 5 of the lead cars there just ahead. What an amazing scrap we're having here. Once again, the Immortal Simracersworld TCR series lighting up my face and your YouTube screens. I hope you are all enjoying it. Please do remember to like the video and, of course, to subscribe to Simracersworld TV if you want to watch more of this. We're only just over the halfway point in the championship as down the inside goes McNally on Woodhouse. Lewis Ward trying to take off and go to the moon there on that curve by the look of it. Woodhouse moves over on McNally. There's contact and Woodhouse is around. It didn't need to happen. Mark moved over, in all honesty. McNally was against the white line, it seemed. And now he's saying to Fraser, no, you go the long way round there, son. Not having that. Oh, there's a car off further down, Dave Cyrus as well. But we should probably stick with this because this is going to kick off, innit? Let's face it. But Mark Woodhouse, certainly, in my opinion anyway, did turn across the front of McNally there. Oh, wow. That was a really sudden change of direction there for Fraser Smith. I'm not sure Woodhouse made that heavier contact with the back of him. But around it goes. Oh, he's trying to get it turned to rejoin safely, and he can't. Does the clever thing, though. And does the 3-point turn to get back on. Drags dust and rubbish all over the track. Delmont and Woodhouse now having a scrap. Oh, Woodhouse not letting him have that. What a drift through there. The stud muffin himself is sideways. Mark's been driving the race at the moment. I don't care if he doesn't win the thing. What a fantastic drive. Dettige, of course, back at the front. McNally and Freitas, the 2 championship rivals, side by side behind as well. McNally's going to try every trick in the book here to get past Miguel and get some points. Gregory Franks is just sort of watching all this going, what are you doing? What are you boys doing? He's like, you English lot are mental. That's what he's thinking. And the Belgian driver, of course, cheering on his teammate who's at the front at the moment. Here's Jacqueline now just behind Scott Malcolm further down the order. Jacqueline leading the AM class at the top of the standings for them. Can you tell I didn't have that sentence constructed properly in my head? Yep. Scott Malcolm, though, 11th at the moment, doing a fine job, to be honest, as well. It's one of my favourite phrases. Here is Dettige. Just behind, right there, is Lewis Ward. with only a couple of minutes to go, so only a handful of laps. Is Lewis going to look down the inside? He's not. Wow, early on the brakes there, just to make sure he doesn't make any contact. Behind them it's still Freitas, McNally and Franks. I don't dare go to the TV camera and see if they're 3 wide behind yet or not. Nope, the line astern. Oh wow, Lewis dodges over to the left-hand side. Great to see these two battling. Lewis Ward, what a move round the outside, manages to carry the speed. Detige very, very cautious on the brakes. Nearly makes contact, but Lewis Ward, everybody, clap emojis in chat. What a drive. What a drive. And if I'm honest, Diogo, I don't think you can put that on McNally. I think Mark turned across him. He's fighting with Delmont at the moment. We'll have a look back at it, of course. Jackolet's just gone past Scott Malcolm as well. There's a lot of dirt on the outside of the circuit there. Please no Punterino. Oh yeah, Stephen's got it right. Franks will watch it all happen and take advantage. Delmont there going through on Woodhouse. Not sure whether Mark's got any damage. But your new race leader, of course, Lewis Ward now for Meraki Racing. He's won, I believe he won both races at Silverstone last time out. With his teammate Andy Hopley finishing in second and playing a great team game. Here is Woodhouse and Delmont again. Delmont just managing to stay in front this time. And we've only got 2 minutes to go, so surely this is going to be the penultimate lap. Oh, Mark's gone very wide there. The tyres aren't going to like that, sunshine. Oh, Stuart Musselwhite's gone off track. What's happened here? He's got a very, very bent car. Oh, way too quick into the old hairpin. Manages to bring it back on, though, I'm sure. Now he rejoins a little bit safer up the road. He knows what happened there a moment ago, doesn't he? And the closest cars on track are genuinely these lot. Detige still managing to hold off Miguel Freitas at the moment. There is the tame Iberian. Ah, okay, I see. Sorry, Diogo, that was my mistake. There you go, Simortal. Don't forget, do check them out as well, actually. They've got a fantastic Facebook page. Michael Blake runs the show. And basically what they do is they make your iRacing cars into real, physical model cars for you, with the decals and everything. So do check them out on Facebook. The work that he does is amazing. Detige a bit later on the brakes there. He knows that Miguel's going to play it safe and pull out of that manoeuvre. And they're starting to space out. Well, I say space out. It's not that far apart, is it? Look at it. This is the top 5 going on to the final lap of the race. It's incredible racing from this series once again. I really hope you are all enjoying this, because I certainly am. I'd do this again in a heartbeat. Jeremy Hessels is on the back of Dean Timms here, who's 4th in the AM class. Jeremy making his way back through. And Jackolet is only just ahead of Scott Malcolm. Scott looking down the inside. Carl, of course, leading the AM class, so he needs to be careful not to lose his place. Or his head. Side by side, Scott's still trying it. Down the crane of curves they go. Oh, Dean Timms has apparently gone in the pit lane. What's happened to Dean there? That's really strange. Not sure whether he's had a meatball or something. Carl slots back in front, but at the front, we do have to keep our eye on it because Lewis Ward has only got a handful of corners left to go, although he's gone wide there. Detige is now really under attack from Miguel Freitas coming into the final chicane. Are we going to see fireworks? Get your bets in quick. Like, I mean quick, you've got only a few seconds. Really late on the brakes there for Detige. But out the final corner, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see some clap emojis in chat, as we always do. Lewis Ward wins the race for Meraki Racing. Another fantastic win. Matthias Detige, 2nd place. Well done. Miguel Freitas, 3rd. McNally, 4th. Gregory Franks, 5th. Fantastic show from those guys. Delmont, 6th. Woodhouse, 7th. Torres finishing 8th. Hopley, 9th. And Conor Parisi is going to round out your top 10. Carl Jackolet takes the AM class win. Great drive by Carl, despite not starting pole in class. Lee Deemer doing everything he can at the moment to chase him down in the championship, and Craig Jones is going to finish 3rd in class if the front end of the car doesn't buckle and fall off and cause an accident. Good to see you, PJ. Welcome, mate. But what a great drive that is for Craig Jones as well. 9 places gained. We do need to pop the gains up on the left-hand side for you. He does have the highest amount of gains in the race, actually, Craig Jones, so very well done. Now, it's not something we're doing officially, but I want everyone to tell me who they think their driver of the race is. Mine has to be Mark Woodhouse. That was so entertaining. Great drive. Real shame about the incident with McNally, but that was fantastic to watch. Really enjoyed that one. There are the clap emojis. Love it. Great to see. thank you everybody for taking part and getting so involved. It's what makes these streams just as entertaining for me as it is for you guys. And I do try and feed it back as best I can, so thank you very much to everybody. And of course, do please subscribe to Simracersworld TV. We've got some fantastic series coming up for you, some fantastic events as well. Loads going on within the community. And for the first time tonight, I will bring you, there you go, the race results, everybody. So Lewis Ward wins the race with Matthias de Tige in second, Miguel Freitas in third, McNally fourth, only 0.7 of a second covering those lot. Gregory Vranks in fifth with Adam Delmont in sixth position. Mark Woodhouse seventh, Alex Torres eighth, Andrew Hopley ninth, and a full pro top 10 with Connor Parisi at the back of that. Just behind them is Carl Jacquelet, who wins the AM class ahead of Scott Malcolm and Fraser Smith. Lee Deemer is 14th with Craig Jones in 15th position. Then it's Jeremy Hessels in 16th, still managing to gain quite a lot of places despite falling down a little bit earlier on. And we have Liam Silkstone and Dave Cyrus for XII Racing Orange. And behind them is Lee Woodburn and Ryan Walker, who round out your top 20. And then it's Andrew Payne and Stuart Musselwhite, who unfortunately couldn't convert that pole position in AM to a class win. And Carl Newen, the last car that finished on the lead lap. 1 lap down was Dean Timms, 2 laps down for Scott Angelo, and Ben Thayens. 4 laps down, Andy Fox and Philip Hopley did not complete the race. And yeah, Dave Crozier just making the point as well, Diogo is racing with one arm in a sling. I'm genuinely not joking. He's doing an incredible job, and I do think that he deserves a lot of praise for what he's doing. So thank you everybody for watching the first race of the night. We'll be back in just a few minutes time and we'll bring you the second race of the evening. I for one cannot wait, and I'm just going to give you a nice little TCR ad break which will just last a few minutes, and then we'll go back to one of my wonderful slideshows and I'll tell you where we're up to. So without further ado, don't go away, I'll be right back.
like two fires, movement so graceful. Wildcat in the jungle with dangerous claws. Movement she anticipates, a sight is set on her prey. Like stars in the darkest night, crystallized, fascinating. If you wanna stay alive, if you don't wanna be her prey, don't stand in her way. Run, run, run away. Crystallize, 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 watching her prey. Crystallize, crystallize, crystallize.
We are back, everybody. Thank you very much for sticking with us at the moment this evening. We're just loading back up into the second session now, so we'll just have a few more minutes of quiet from me, which I'm sure everybody loves from time to time, especially the missus, now that we're in isolation together. She loves it. Anyway, we're just getting everything prepared for race 2. Be back in a few more minutes. Thank you very much for sticking around on Simracersworld TV. I'm, of course, Chaz Draycott, your host for the evening, known to a lot of you as Chaslington, for now. And we'll be back at Donington in just a moment. So these guys have a few more minutes of practice to go, and then their qualifying session will start. And the second race of the evening is only about 10-15 minutes away. Of course, we saw a first brilliant race tonight. Very exciting to watch. Really enjoyed that one. Hope you did too. Andy Fox has just gone fastest in practice at the moment. Let's hope he can do that in qualifying, shall we? He's not had too much of a bad night tonight. Of course, those incidents in race 1, he's going to be hoping to forget them for race 2. It can very quickly turn around, though, your evenings in these races. Let's hope that happens for him, shall we? Thank you very much, by the way, Andre, or Andre. Really hope that you are enjoying yourself tonight. Can't wait to broadcast the Belcar e-racing series later on in the month. Of course, myself and Jack Werrell as well will be back on that one for everybody. And if you haven't seen the 2.4 hours of Le Mans that we did last Friday, I do urge you to go back and see it. Not that I'm biased, but honestly, it was such a fun event to broadcast. We really enjoyed ourselves. The racing was amazing, and I think that you will very much enjoy it. Technical issues aside, it was a very smooth stream from the pair of us, if I do say so myself. But it was only Jack's second commentary as well, and he did an incredible job, to be honest with you. So I can't wait to share the booth with him again. Thank you, of course, to Simracersworld for putting the series on, and Simracersworld TV for having us in to do this for them. The Belcar is going to be amazing. Like I said, the guys are just in practice session at the moment. We'll go on board with one of them, shall we? Go on board with Carl Jacquelet. Yes, as you may have just seen in the comments, by the way, Jack is going to be commentating on the Porsche event, Chris. That's what I mentioned earlier. That's going to be on the Friday before Belcar as well. So we're going to have a fantastic one. Oh, I do apologise, everybody. Sorry about that. I was playing the music. I had it muted before for the adverts. Thank you very much for pointing that out, by the way. Thanks, Ian. Sorry about that, guys. Very, very unprofessional of me, wasn't it? Silly Chaz. Oh, wow. Jeremy Hessel just scared the life out of me. You're going to scare the hell out of your mechanic as well when you get back to the pits with that. What happened there, son? Let's have a quick check. I think he's trying a bit of drifting, is he? Oh, no, he's just not happy with himself for putting it off track. He thinks, yeah, why not? Let's attack that cameraman. Half the race gone. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, apologies for that, guys, with the lack of sound. I muted my desktop audio so you could hear the advert properly and the videos, and then, of course, forgot to unmute it. That is a big one. Oh, Adam Delmont pulling over. Doesn't even want to bother putting it in the pit lane. Something going awry for him there is Matthias de Tige. Second place in that first race. He's going to be very, very happy with that. He did a brilliant job indeed there. A lot of these guys are going to be hoping for a better first race. Sorry, better second race than their first one. So many little slides and things going into some of these corners. As you can see in the top left of the screen as well, only a couple of moments back. I'm really glad you enjoy it, half the race gone. Just as I enjoy your profile picture, mate. Murray, the legend himself. And Jack, yes, you can have a word, mate, don't you worry. I've got a few people to speak to and things to do after the broadcast, so I'll make sure that I say hello. And now then. Now then. Qualifying time as they all smash it out the pit lane. First car out, that's going to be Ben Thanes, isn't it? There is our Ben. If I can find him on the timing screen. So qualifying then for the second time tonight. Who do we think is going to get pole this time? It was so close in that first one. Good evening, Mr. Hopley. Good to see you, mate. Connor Parisi, I'm expecting better things from you in this one, my friend. Connor's been, honestly, one of the absolute joys to watch this season. Great fun guy. Shame to see no Jake Robertson in the championship anymore. He's had a bit of a tough time with it, it seems. But I know that he does a lot of practice for the iRacing World Championship Rallycross Series for Apex Racing Team, who have changed to the Ford Fiesta this season, from looking at their social media. Into the final corner then. We'll go on board with Conor Parisi actually for a lap and see how he gets on. Oh, there's a car there just coming into the pit lane. Dave Cyrus and Liam Silkstone. So something not quite going right for those guys. onto the brakes. Big slide there from Conor Parisi. Oh, he's on the grass as well. That's going to be an off track, and that is going to ruin his lap. He's going to stay on though, surely, as McNally does the fastest out lap, as Hopley beats him. There you go, boys. It's all about the fastest hop lap. McNally is in the race, don't worry. McNally is out there. Here he is. Flying around for Excite Energy iRacing at the moment. He looks like he's doing a bit of a sedate lap at the moment. Lewis Ward with the fastest out lap. Go on, son. Thank you everybody for the likes. Please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you don't miss any of the action coming up in future. We've got plenty of it, trust me. Plenty of action indeed. We've got a lot of action coming up as well for the remainder of tonight, as the times are going to start piling in now on the left-hand side of your screen, so keep an eye on it. I will do the same. Thane's top 112.4. Woodhouse has gone top with a 111.97, the first driver in this session to go into the 111.9s. Great time by him. Frank's second at the moment. Fraser Smith fourth. Jackalette top, Am in fifth. Scott Malcolm slots into third place. Very well done to Scott. Andy Hopley's just coming to finish a lap now. Freitas goes third. Does a 112.4. Hopley then displaces him. 112.398. Just ahead, Dean Timms goes into 9th place, then becomes 10th place with Deemer. Jones just going in front there as well. Craig Jones. Oh, so close all the way down. Liam Silkstone does a 133.7 on his outlap. Philip Hopley just off the circuit a little bit there, having a bit of a nightmare. Ben Thayen's bouncing around all over the curbs. Good evening, Brian. Good to see you, mate. Andre Zeller says, McNally for pole. Let's see, shall we? Scott Angelo goes into 11th place. Ben Thayens, of course, Scott Angelo having a massive incident in that first race. Not the best rejoin by Ben, and Angelo just didn't react. Delmont goes fourth. Thanes goes top, 111.6, great time. 111.6 from Woodhouse. Frank's 111.7, 111.8 for Fraser Smith in fourth. So really, really close. We'll bring up gaps on the left-hand side again for you so you can just see how close this field is. Last time we had a second covering the top 22 cars at the end of the session. Scott Malcolm slots into 8th with a 112.3. 111.7 for Freitas. 112.0 for McNally. 112.0 also for Andy Hopley. Torres goes 16th with a 113.1. Deemer 13th. Just behind Andy Fox, who is actually top of the AM class at the moment. Ian says Woodhouse pole. Woodhouse was really quick here in the pre-season test, but some of the drivers weren't there for that one. Ward goes 5th. Detige is down in 12th at the moment, 112.5. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Andre. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, my friend. Well, joining us, of course, not just me. There's a lot of people involved in getting this show on the road, and of course, without the drivers, it'd be nothing. I'm just merely the person that they employ to shout at it. Woodhouse top, 111.3. Thayen's 0.02 of a second behind. It does show as 0.03 in the actual lap times, but clearly when it comes to the 10,000ths, it's rounded up, or rounded down, I suppose. But Ben Thayen's second at the moment. Franks is, well, no he's not. Freitas goes third. He has a thing for doing that to me, does Miguel Freitas. As soon as I say that someone's in a position, he just goes and knocks him down a spot. He's also doing a fantastic job at the moment, though. Bearing in mind, he is racing with one arm in a sling tonight. Dave Crozier did message me between the races, just to prove the point as well. Alex Torres has gone into 8th position at the moment. Just ahead of him on track there, I believe, that's Dean Timms in the Year 1 racing car. William Silkstone's off the track. It is Dean Timms. Torres is going a bit quicker than him here, but Torres is going to run out of room, unfortunately. May get held up a little bit behind Dean. Muscle White goes 21st. Delmont is into 9th place. Ward is 4th. Ranks now puts him down to 5th. Brilliant mix of drivers in this field so far. It's so close all the way up and down the order. The top 10 is all so many quick guys that could win a race. The top 12 even are all people that have, I'm sure, been in the lead as Timms goes straight on there. Here's Fraser Smith, who's just gone down to 7th at the expense of Adam McNally going up to 6th. Chris Moretta says some setup changes for Hopley for race 2. Which usually means he's on a different brand of beer for race 2. As Frank's there diving out of the way of Fraser Smith. Clearly his lap was compromised somehow. Thank you, Andre. Thank you for following the channel, mate. We really do appreciate it. We hope you enjoy everything that we do. Of course, if you do want to check out anything I do personally as well, do make sure that you check out Chaslington. That's chaslington.com. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well if you want to follow what I'm doing there. There will be a rebrand coming soon as well, which I'm very excited about, so the Chaslington name will be no more. Delmont goes 6th, and that is going to be... Well, there you go. Fraser Smith goes top, 1:11.3. And again, the top 5 separated by less than a tenth of a second. Amazing stuff from these boys, but Fraser Smith, take a bow. What a time that is. Potentially could be on for pole position here, as we've got a purple sector from Mark Woodhouse. Purple first sector. McNally up to 6th. Freitas can't improve and goes down to 7th. Hopley 9th. Let's see what Mark Woodhouse can do. Stud Muffin himself. He's all over Ben Thanes, like Thanes is in the AM class here. What does Woodhouse do in Sector 2? Doesn't look like an improvement there, actually. Not even a personal best for Mark Woodhouse. Into Sector 3. Keep my eye on him. See what we can do. Only a minute and a half left. Sends it over the curb. Gets a good run from it, though, by the look of it. He's got a little bit of slipstream from Ben Thanes as well. He straight lines the straight. That means he knows he's on a quick one. Woodhouse top, 1:11.2. Thanes does improve, but stays 3rd behind Fraser Smith. But Mark Woodhouse does go for pole position. Ian Fox has called it. Will he stay there? Lewis Ward has done the fastest Sector 1 of the session now. Fastest Sector 3 for Miguel Freitas. He improves, but only stays in 8th. Really surprising stuff from Miguel. Then again, he is in the sling, isn't he? So I'll cut him a break. Torres goes 10th. Hopley still down in 11th, doesn't improve with a 1:11.8. Here's Lewis Ward, was 2nd in the championship coming into this race meeting. Thank you very much, Andre. Much appreciated, my friend. Ward across the line. Goes top, 1:11.1. Brilliant from Lewis Ward in the Meraki racing car. Wasn't expecting that. I thought he'd mix it with the top 3, but wow, top spot for him at the moment. Hopley now in 11th with Parisi 12th. Scott Angelo is now the top AM driver with Lee Deemer and Craig Jones behind him. And only a couple of seconds left to go. We've got drivers here coming out the final chicane. Gregory Vranks. Ben Thanes has just crossed the line as well, so's Fraser Smith. They will get one more lap by the look of it, and none of them are improving either. I think some of them are doing out laps. Adam Delmont is in 9th place at the moment. Where is Carl Jacquelet? He's down in 7th in the AM class. Or he was. He's now gone up to 5th. 18th overall. Ben Thanes is off the circuit. Oh, he's in the wall. Gregory Vranks and Matthias Tatij are making it a Simracersworld Esports TCR row 3 at the moment. Lewis Ward has gone off the circuit. Oh, he's gone off big time. He's going on the Grand Prix loop. See you in a bit, Lewis. Vranks here really going for it now. Any cars, by the way, that are grey are cars that are in the pit lane or just not on track on the left-hand side. Let's see what Gregory can do here. He's done the fastest Sector 2 of the entire session at the moment. He's a tenth of a second quicker than Mark Woodhouse through there, who previously had the best Sector 2 of the session. See whether Gregory can improve from 6th place. His teammate just behind there, that's Stuart Musselwhite getting it wrong. He's gone in a straight line as Vranks. He knows he's quick. Goes up a place to 5th, just ahead of Tatij. But it looks like, everybody, Lewis Ward is going to be your pole sitter for the first race. Sorry, the second race of the day. I can't believe how quickly these races do go by. But yes, it certainly does look like the case now that Lewis is going to be on pole. So the silent assassin pounces again. Bod, good to see you, mate. There is your second grid of the day. Lewis Ward from Mark Woodhouse, with Fraser Smith and Ben Thayens behind. Then we have Gregory Vranks and Matthias Titij, Adam McNally and Miguel Freitas in 8th place. He's got a lot of work to do here. Adam Delmont 9th with Alex Torres in 10th. Andy Hopley in 11th with Conor Parisi in 12th. That's such a very well packed top 12, isn't it? Look at the names in there. Scott Malcolm 13th, Andy Fox top AM driver ahead of Scott Angelo and Lee Deemer 3rd. And then it's Craig Jones and Stuart Musselwhite in row 9. Carl Jackalette and Dean Timms round out your top 20. Then we have Dave Cyrus and Philip Hopley with Liam Silkstone and Andrew Payne. And just at the back of the grid is Jeremy Hessels, who we're going to see come flying through the order, trust me. Ryan Walker in 26th and Lee Woodburn in 27th. So, it's going to be a very, very exciting way to round out our evening here. Race 2 is always good fun. The gloves are off. And I cannot wait to see how Mark Woodhouse bounces back from that first race here. Of course, Lewis Ward has been very quick these last few weeks. Won race 1. Can he make it 2 wins in an evening? It'll really help his championship fight if he can. Of course, you have to look a bit further down to see Miguel Freitas tonight. Here he is, sat 8th on the grid, just behind McNally. Just ahead of us there on the grid is Matthias Titij. You can see just how far ahead Lewis Ward is. That's the difference it makes here, but of course, plenty of bunching could happen in these first few laps. As the last car then pops onto the grid, the music will shut up, and these guys will kick it into action as round 16 of the Simmortal Simracersworld TCR series is away. The red lights were not on for long there. I think Fraser Smith got caught off guard. Ben Thayens certainly did on the right-hand side. Look at him get swamped there. That's Gregory Vranks, I believe, going through. Matthias Titij is on the inside. Woodhouse cannot quite beat Ward across the line and into turn 1. Looks like quite a tame start from everybody there. A little bit of blinking from the front of the pack there, but Lewis Ward it is that still leads the way then. Woodhouse behind. 3rd place Fraser Smith. Ben Thayens and Miguel Freitas just swapping places as well there. In the middle is Matthias Titij. Everyone just trying to worm their way around the old hairpin and flicking down the order to see what's going on. Lee Deemer runs a bit wide. He's in a battle there with Carl Jackalette. These two fighting for the AM class title as things stand. Lee goes to the inside, defends. Oh, Andy Fox is out of shape. There's cars around. Alex Torres is off. Andy Hopley's also off the track. Not sure what caused it, but they come back on very quickly. Andy Hopley's gone wide again by the look of it. He's got Andy Fox down the inside now. Oh, as Ben Thayens has got a slow down. I think Ben might have lost it, maybe made contact with some of them going to McLean's. But Lewis Ward leads the way then. Mark Woodhouse just behind him, and the stud muffin himself has got a fantastic run. There's cars off at the chicane. Oh, there's chaos. Ben Thayens is off again. He's had a nightmare. Where is he? There he is. Oh, Scott Angelo coming back on these two. I tell you what, if Scott would have hit him there as well in the rear, it would have been an absolute nightmare for him. What has happened there? Did I just hear more contact? Oh no, it was just Lee Woodburn was going across the gravel. I have to have a quick look at what happened there, because something went very, very wrong for these boys. Andy Fox apparently stopped on track. Let's see what happened. And Lewis could make a break, definitely. Lewis does have 3 wins on the trot, as Chris Moretta says, very, very correctly. Lee Deemer down the inside. Oh, makes contact with Andy. Lee's sideways. Jackalette, you see there, go through the middle. Andy waits for them to get going again. Oh, wow. And Liam Silkstone has to dive out of the way there. I want to see what happened to Ben Thayens, though, and how he got that far off the circuit. We'll have a look back later, but it's Mark Woodhouse who leads the way. Lewis Ward has dropped down to 6th place here. Something has happened to Lewis Ward. I'm really sorry that we've missed it. But we'll have a look and see where this all went wrong for Lewis Ward. Oh, he got a slowdown. Definitely a slowdown for Lewis Ward. So he's done it himself. Mark Woodhouse has not hit him out of the way or anything. Oh, that's Carl Jackalette off the circuit. The AM Class Championship leader at the moment. Oh, it's really kicking off in race 2 here. Bit of a blink in and out there. That was Craig Jones in the SCC racing car. Liam Silkstone's come in the pits. Philip Hopley has crashed. What's happened to Philip? Might be in the chicane that something goes wrong for him. Andy Fox has dropped down the order as well. Andy Fox is in the pit lane. What's happened to Philip Hopley? Oh, the car has just completely gone sideways on the way in and then gone around on him. Nightmare. But here is the lead battle then. Mark Woodhouse, Fraser Smith. Of course, these two came together in race 1. Fraser Smith losing out because of that. McNally sat in third place just behind. And then these two in flying formation, as they were in Silverstone as well. Matthias Tatij and the other Simracersworld esports car, Gregory Vranks. Miguel Freitas and Connor Parisi just swapping places there. Look like Connor got a switchback. Sorry, not switchback, a slowdown. Sorry. I was just thinking about the manoeuvre that he pulled. Here's Dean Timms just on the back of Musselwhite. Musselwhite leading the AM class at the moment. Bit of a slide through there. Surely that's going to be a slowdown. He's all over the shop. Back on the circuit. Loses the AM class lead. Now it's a year one racing 1-2. Dean Timms just ahead of Carl Jacquelet. Graham Sesswood will be very, very happy with that at the moment. Or will he? Dean Timms very sideways there. His teammate comes through. Craig Jones is going to want in on this as well for the lead of the class. Fastest sectors at the moment. Fastest sector 1 for McNally. Fastest sector 2 is Freitas. Fastest sector 3 is Gregory Vranks. But Carl Jacquelet now leads the AM class. Diemer really a bit over-ambitious earlier on the inside of Andy Fox, has caused himself to lose the lead, unfortunately. And the full send racing car here of Fraser Smith is in second place. I'm really sorry why it's not showing the team names at the bottom of the screen. Not quite sure why that is. I'll have to have a look into that after the broadcast. There's constantly updates for the software. It's a fantastic bit of kit. But there's so many updates, little things do slip through the net from time to time, as I'm sure you can all appreciate. But these guys are making a bit of a breakaway at the moment. Adam McNally wanting to chase down Fraser Smith and Mark Woodhouse, of course, but at the same time, it's a long race, 25 minutes, so he could definitely just work together with them here as Freitas does a 1:11.4, fastest lap of the race. And yeah, just as Andre says, McNally's gone from P7 to P3. Good drive at the moment for Adam. Gregory Vranks and Miguel Freitas are the only cars in the top 10 that are currently where they started. You can see the back end get out a bit there on McNally. Just over the top of the hill. He's really stuck to the back of Fraser now, trying to put the pressure on. So close all the way through the order though. And this is what we love to see. Another lap started for these guys. So many personal bests coming in now. McNally's just on such a chase at the moment though. You can see that the gaps, there's such an accordion effect. They do really close up and then just spread out again. Great on-board shots though. Love an on-board shot where we follow around with the driver. He is going to try and make Fraser nervous, you're right. Gregory Vranks is having a very, very good chase here with Adam Delmont. Now Gregory has dropped down a couple of positions actually. Not quite sure what's happened there. I think Lewis Ward has gone past him. Let's have a look. So Lewis has gone down the inside as they go to the cranny curves. He's gone through. Delmont's going to try it as well, just behind. Oh, it looks like Gregory's just been freight trained a little bit here, really. It's not like he's been put offline or anything, but Delmont's just got the run and got the move done. Oh, there you go. He clips the grass on the outside of the curb, runs it deep into McLean's, gets on the brakes. Delmont goes through. Oh, Freitas has just gone off the circuit as well, chasing these boys down. He's trying everything he can. Hopley's done the same at the old hairpin. Him and Torres are back together for this race. It's like the boy band that can't be broken up. But Mark Woodhouse leading the way at the moment. Great to see from Team Mad. It's not just Freitas that wins these races. Oh, Torres has passed Hopley. Hopley's passed Torres. What's going on here, boys? Sort it out. Back down the inside goes Torres. Not on your life, says Hopley. Round the outside. He says you're going to have to do better than that, Spanish boy. The Inquisition. He's squeezing Andy over to the left, making sure that he can't come over and defend it. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Andy Hopley. And now Alex has got a compromised line, chucks it over the curb. That's the thing with this Audi TCR car, you can't really throw it at the curves. Still side by side as they come over the line. Looks like Andy's just going to be a bit later on the brakes. Scott Malcolm comes in here as well. Down the inside goes Scott. And through he goes. Oh, bit of contact on the exit. He says, I don't like that wheel arch. Here, give it here. So close. Delmont and Franks also having a scrap. Freitas is in on this. He's down the inside and Franks loses another position. It's a horrible couple of laps for Gregory Franks. And let me just tell you, if we do this and then this is a very frightening sight. Lewis Ward all over the back of Matthias de Tige. Oh, well, looks like there's nothing in the gearbox. I claim that that's an electric car. It's a hybrid, clearly. Ward is flying at the moment, though. It doesn't sound like an electric car. But it's got the acceleration, and one look at it. Down to the chicane then, Lewis putting Matthias de Tige under pressure on the brakes a little bit later, turns it in. Nice smooth line, really throws it over the curb. Lewis Ward. 4th place, race 1 winner. Great stuff from him. Ben Thayens joins us in the chat. Really sorry to see it, mate. Not a great night for yourself, of course, as you say. Carl Jacquelet and Dean Timms still leading the AM class, but Dean Timms has got Craig Jones all over him, and then Ryan Walker behind as well, and Lee Deemer, and Liam Silkstone, and Stuart Musselwhite. So this is a great train of all the AM cars here. The front of it is Dean Timms. Under a lot of pressure from these guys. Great train. Fingers crossed that for Dean that he can hold this off. I know Craig Jones is a lovely bloke, but he's a tenacious racer. Really is. Fraser Smith and McNally are still getting very friendly in 2nd and 3rd place as well. Having a right old ding-dong. We're 10 minutes of the way through this race already. I can't believe how quickly that's gone on. Oh, Andrew Payne has apparently come off track. He's back on. Manages to save it. Freitas is on the back of Delmont. Adam is going to start feeling the pressure soon from the tame Iberian. Well, go on board with Miguel, see what you can do about getting the move done. It's car 2 against car 3. And Ian makes a very good point for you there, Ben. You can watch what we see on a weekly basis with a beer. Do it, mate. You'll enjoy it. Freitas then. They are all for position in front. Delmont, de Tige and then Ward in 4th place. You can see the leaders just coming to the bottom of the hill there. Great shot. You've got to love going down the crane of curves. It's fantastic. Jacquelet has just been passed by Hessels. Jeremy Hessels has gained 12 places so far. Flying once again. Oh, apparently Lee Deemer has been off the track for quite an extensive amount of time. Oh, he's got his teammate in there with him. Oh, what's happened there for Lee? Oh, what has happened for Lee? Is that another hardware failure? Lee Deemer, after having such a great start to the championship, is having a nightmare at the moment. It does show him at the top of the standings, but that's just because he's gone back to the pits. But wow. A real shame for Lee Deemer. Doesn't look like his chase of Carl Jacquelet in the AM Championship is going all that well. But we've got a fantastic scrap up front though. I'm loving this at the moment. You can see the guys twitching around in the background as well. To me, Rob, it didn't look like he hit. It was because he hit his teammate. The car just went straight on and didn't even slow down properly. There must have been some sort of hardware issue there. And Ben Thayens is going to get the beers. Good on you, mate. You do that. I'm sure that McNally's going to want a beer after this because he's driving very, very hard indeed, trying to get past Fraser Smith and Mark Woodhouse, but it seems to be an impenetrable fortress at the moment of German engineering. But, of course, 3 teams at the front of the field, which we love to see. Here's de Tige, who is just behind Ward now with Delmont right up his exhaust. Once again, we go on de Tige rear cam and have our face full of Audi grille. This time it's Delmont. Whoa. I leaned back from my screen then. Delmont really piling the pressure on. And he has Freitas just behind him there in 7th place. Further down the order, Ryan Walker is close with Scott Angelo. That's Stuart Musselwhite. Stuart a little bit sideways. Angelo goes through. Walker now down the inside. These are all in the AM class. Bit of bounce over the curbs there for Ryan Walker. He's going to be on the inside of Scott Still. This is for 5th and 6th and 7th in the AM class. Down the inside. Oh, back end gets away. Oh, that's going to be a slowdown for Ryan, surely. Scott took it very easy. And now Stewart's going to come through down the inside, surely. I'm surprised that Ryan didn't get a slowdown for that there, you know. Either that or he's just not served it yet, because that seemed like a definite corner cut to me, but he might have got away with it, you never know. And yeah, Chris Moretta says it right, 5 teams in the top 6. Maybe they won't be in a second if Freitas goes down the inside of Delmont. Bit of contact on exit, Delmont's forced out wide. Gregory Franks wants in on this. He's going to defend his teammate with his life now, watch this. Gregory Franks with the Alonso replica helmet on. Onto the brakes, into the chicane. Is there going to be a Delmont up the inside? There is not. Oh, De Tige runs wide out of there, and Freitas is going to Freitas train him. Through he goes, round the outside. Can De Tige defend it on the inside, though? Really sticks it to him. Freitas carries the speed around the outside. Whoa, De Tige clips the curve, nearly rolls the thing. They go down the crane of curves, and it is Freitas that comes out in front into 5th. Lewis Ward, as you can see there, just in the background, has managed to break away a bit from these guys. And he's going to enjoy that clear air, let me tell you. Oh, Freitas wide going into the old hairpin. De Tige has got a run. Side by side there. De Tige back down the inside of Freitas. Gets it done again. Delmont here on Franks as well. Still a little bit of an overlap for a moment there. Franks goes over to the right to defend. Then it's Freitas down the inside of De Tige. Scares him off. He runs a little bit wide. De Tige carries the good speed out of the corner though. Still side by side into the chicane. What a fantastic bit of racing we've got going on here. Franks is going to make it 3 wide into the chicane. Are you mad? Gets on the brakes early. Delmont wants to take advantage. They're still side by side as they go through. And Delmont gets the place. De Tige, another poor run out of there as well, actually. Now he's going to be on the inside again. Still side by side as they come on to lap 14 of the race. Freitas round the outside, gets the car turned in. Really great commitment from Miguel. The Freitas train. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, mate. There's De Tige there. 5th place. Still holding this train up. Freitas and Delmont got very cosy there. Delmont is all over the back of him. He gives him a kiss. He's sideways. There's a bit of contact with Franks as well. I think he wanted to just slow it down a bit. Oh, he's not quite got there. And managed to catch back up. I thought they were slowing down a little bit for him, but it's tough bananas at the moment. He's going to go chasing after him though. You know, it's Miguel Freitas. He doesn't give up. Front of the field still, it's Mark Woodhouse. With Fraser Smith and Adam McNally there. Looks like at the moment that Mark is going to have this all sorted out, you know. And Ashley Blake Hood and Paul Smith join us in the chat. Good to see you, boys. Throwing shade, I see. But De Tige is still out in front of this battle now. He's got a little bit of space back to Delmont. Franks is still putting him under a bit of pressure. Looks like a tiny bit of damage on the front left there of Gregory Franks. Miguel now down in 8th position, but of course massive lead in the championship for Miguel at the moment. Even after drop scores, he's got a humongous drop score. And he's still top of the standings. Can Mark redeem his teammates' lower than usual performance because of that incident? Oh, it looks like he's lost a bit of speed there. He went a bit deep into turn 1. And I dare do it, but there is Fraser Smith. all over the back of him. Fraser actually sort of gets out of it in some ways there as they go down the crane of curves. You can just see McNally just poking his nose out there down the inside, just wanting to have a bit of a look. Into the old hairpin they go. And Delmont and Detige very, very close together. Down the inside goes Delmont. Detige wants to carry the speed. Looks like he's done just that. Side by side as they go up the hill towards McLean's. Oh yeah, Ollie, it's definitely worth catching up on, mate. Good to see you, bud. Down the inside goes Delmont. Nice move on Detige. Gregory Franks, is he going to battle his teammate there? They usually just fly in formation together, honestly. You should have seen them at Silverstone. They were never separated. And in the AM class, Andre, Carl Jacquelet still on top. Craig Jones is second. Here he is with Dean Timms just behind, Liam Silkstone just behind him at the moment. Top four for those boys. And there is a change. Oh, there's more contact there between Franks and Freitas. Freitas just chucked it down the inside of Gregory Franks there by the look of it. Here we go. Oh, there's a bit of a check-up as they were 2 by 2. Delmont and Detige side by side. Just a bit of a door rub there with Freitas and Franks. And now Freitas is up to 7th position. Closest cars on track though. Scott Angelo and Ryan Walker for a second there. I think Scott was just lining up and moved down the inside. Didn't quite get it done. Runs a bit wide on the exit, and that's going to let Stuart Musselwhite close up there just behind him. Oh, it sounded like there was a car off there. It's Liam Silkstone. He's gone straight on at turn 1. Not quite in the same way that his teammate did before, but he recovers it, gets back on. And Delmont, Detige and Freitas all still so close together, and Franks as well. Detige is just trying to put the pressure on little bit by little bit at the moment. And yep, you are right actually, Ollie. This is a perfect touring car overtake that we've seen. Oh, Detige into the back of Delmont, gives him a bit of a tap. Seems to boost him through the chicane though. It did nothing but help him, to be honest, as Freitas is going to take advantage of it now. Side by side then, Freitas on the outside, down the inside is Detige. Freitas just overlaps him, completely gets it done before turn 1. Great commitment there. And now of course he can take the optimum line through the corner. Detige a little bit wide on exit. And Bod has said, yeah, it's still possible for Ward to get a podium. If the fight at the front still does carry on as it has been doing, then that is very true. We could see that from him. Here is Mark Woodhouse leading the way. Fraser Smith just behind. Fraser's doing well. Good recovery from his first race. Of course, Mark and Fraser came together in that one. Yeah, and Chris making the good point too, that he did win his AM class last night, did Craig Jones in the World GT Championship. Oh, Andy Hopley going wide, going off. Jeremy Hessel's just behind him there. I'll chuck the gains up on the left-hand side of the screen for you, because Jeremy Hessels has gained 12 places once again in this race. That boy flies around here. Jeremy still looking to the inside, trying to put Andy under a bit of pressure. It doesn't quite work. Wow, Andy flings it over the chicane again in the chase of Scott Malcolm. Great work from him. It's getting close up front as well. Delmont is now under pressure from Freitas. Oh, Miguel just flicks it over to the left a little bit there. Bit of corrective oversteer maybe, or just to try and avoid Delmont. Oh, Conor Parisi. Big drift there as he came into shot. He's got Alex Torres just behind him. We've got some great battles lining up here in the field. Mark Woodhouse is only 1.6 tenths of a second ahead of Fraser Smith now. And with only a couple of minutes to go, a couple of laps left run here, it can only get more and more interesting as Fraser puts the pressure on. Into the final chicane. What can Fraser do? Let's see if he closes up at all on the brakes. There will be a bit of an accordion effect, but no, sometimes when you are the chasing car, they do tend to brake earlier. Make sure they get the optimum line through the corner. Looks like Mark's got this under control though. He's doing a great job. Takes a very, very late apex into turn 1, but carries some fantastic speed down the hill. Here comes the Freitas train. Yep. Miguel doing everything he can at the moment. Look at this train now. Parisi and Torres on the back of it as well. The Spanish Inquisition, they're just waiting in the background to interrogate people. Oh, Miguel poking his nose down the inside. He says, go on, get it round. Come on, son. He wants to get back at Delmont for the contact earlier, and he's got a great run here as Miguel Freitas. Bearing in mind, I'm going to mention it again for anyone that doesn't know, he's racing in a sling tonight with one arm. He's got tendinitis. And for a guy that's doing this with one arm, he's doing an insanely good job. A little bit of a door bang there. Hip and shoulder around McLean's. Down the inside for Freitas. And up into 5th position. Car 2 passes car 3. Just behind them, Gregory Franks wants in. Conor Parisi and Alex Torres have got past Matthias de Tige. And the battle still goes on though. Freitas down the inside of Delmont. Delmont's not scared to go too wide around there. Freitas gets it in front of him. Does a great job. Franks though, side by side with Parisi. No, Freitas did get a slowdown. I didn't think he'd got one there because of the commitment through the corner. But unfortunately, it lets him down. Oh, Franks just down the inside of Delmont. I thought it was going to be a big hit there. Parisi trying to sneak through here as well. Maybe a bit of a touch. Oh, Freitas has gone wide again out of turn 1 as well. And de Tige surely is going to come through. What a great battle we've got going on here. Torres is on the brakes down the hill just so he doesn't go in the back of Franks or Parisi. They're still side by side through the old hairpin as well. Constant position swaps going on here. Oh, Fraser scared me for a second there. He disappeared off my timing screen. He's doing it again. I think he's blinking in and out slightly. Down the inside goes Franks. On Parisi, still not contact, a little bit of it. Franks gets sideways. We're going to have to look back to the front because coming into the final corner, get those clap emojis ready in chat. Because Team Mad are going to take a win, not in the form of Miguel Freitas for once, but Mark Woodhouse takes round 16 of the championship in the Small Sim Racers World TCR Series. Fraser Smith second, Adam McNally third. Lewis Ward, great drive to 4th position there to recover from that slowdown early on. And it's Adam Delmont who's going to cross the line. Gregory Franks is off the circuit. Delmont 5th, Parisi 6th, Torres, Freitas, de Tige. Wow. What happened at the end there between all these boys? Some crazy stuff going on here. Let's have a look. We'll watch back this last half of the lap. We'll go on the chopper cam so you can see it all happen. There's that tiny bit of contact between Franks and Parisi. Then Torres goes up the outside of him. De Tige was down the inside of Freitas. Miguel just carries some really good speed there. Gets a nice run out the corner. Torres has got right on the exhaust of Gregory Franks. Gregory went off the circuit though, so I'm expecting him to get a little bit of help here. Gregory turns it in. He's side by side with Torres. Oh, they just sort of hook together slightly. He goes off. Freitas tries to get the run through. It's not quite going to be enough. But wow, what a close finish between him and Alex Torres there. Awesome to watch. Really good fun as always from this championship, the Immortal Sim Racers World TCR Series. And that was round 16 of the championship. Don't forget, Carl Jacquelet got an AM class win there. Once again, that's 2 wins in class this evening. Craig Jones second, Dean Timms third in that category. And for the second time tonight, we will bring up the results for you. Here you go. Mark Woodhouse then taking the win in that one, with Fraser Smith only 0.3 of a second behind. Adam McNally third and final car on the podium, less than a second covering the 3 of them. Then we have Lewis Ward in 4th with Adam Delmont in 5th position. Conor Parisi in 6th place, just ahead of Alex Torres 7th, and Miguel Freitas, only a couple of thousandths between those boys. Great to watch as always. Matthias de Tige finishes in 9th with Gregory Franks in 10th. Again, the 2 Sim Racers World Esports TCR cars together across the line. Scott Malcolm 11th with Jeremy Hessels in 12th. Andy Hopley 13th. Carl Jacquelet, like I say, winning the AM class. Craig Jones 15th. Dean Timms 16th. Liam Silkstone in 17th ahead of Scott Angelo. Then we have Stuart Musselwhite and Dave Cyrus, followed by Ryan Walker in 21st. Lee Woodburn and Philip Hopley, the last 2 cars on the lead lap. 1 lap down was Andy Fox. Then we have Andrew Payne 7 laps down. Lee Deemer 12 laps down. Nightmare of a night for Lee. And Ben Thayens as well. Speaking of nightmares this evening, not a great one for him. And it's time once again to give everybody one of my favourite parts of the evening. We go over to the interviews and see who we've got waiting in the wings. And I tell you what, actually, we've not interviewed him in quite a while, and I know that last time he was a little bit quiet, so do bear with me. But Fraser Smith joins us in the interview booth. How are we doing, mate? I bet you're a lot happier after that second race, aren't you?
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. I was just saying to McNally after the race, like, well, what we were, I think they were doing the same, just trying to stay away from the guys behind. But I find if you're close enough to somebody to make a move, you pretty much can't see where you're going around here. So every time I was close enough to sort of make a move at the end, I'd just dip a wheel on grass or something and then have to make it up again. So yeah, I'm happy with first podium. So.
Yeah, it was good to see it, mate. And like I said, it was a case of working together and moving forward, because I knew that you guys, you wanted to battle a bit and, of course, get your elbows out, have some fantastic racing, but you've got to think championship points, of course, and it made it certainly look that way with how you were racing. You were all quite sensible, not sending it up the inside, making silly moves. What were you thinking when you saw Lewis get a slowdown at the start? I bet you were sort of thinking, oh, there could be a chance for a win here.
Well, yeah, I mean, he slowed down. I thought it was a slowdown, and I only had a quick chat to the mirror. It looked like he stopped. I was like, God knows what's going on there. And then, yeah, I was just, I was trying to put Mark under a bit of pressure, but at the same time, I knew Lewis was going to be on a bit of a charge, and I was just keeping an eye on how far away he was. And I thought there was no point me making a move early, because I wasn't going to be able to pull away. So I thought I'll just work with them. I was going to, to be honest, I was going to try and make a move near the end, but I just wasn't close enough for it. It's so hard to make a move clean here anyway, so yeah, I should have my thinking hat on today.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum circuit, is Donington Park. Now, it's been a bit of an up and down season for you so far, but going into the second half of it, how do you think you can sort of bounce back from that? Is there anything that you're going to be changing as the season goes on race to race, or anything you've changed already?
To be honest, I've just been putting a bit more time in. I mean, now that I've moved teams, I've stopped. I don't really drive GT cars anymore. I'm just driving the TCR. So all I do really is a couple of officials each week. Mainly, I'm just getting ready for either this or endurance races that are coming up. So I think, yeah, just putting in extra time, sort of starting to learn setups a bit more. Just coming together a bit. I'm looking forward to the end of the season, but I've of course not got any drop scores now, so all my bad scores are going to be on my final score, but I'll see what I can do.
Well, fingers crossed that you can obviously move forward and make sure that there are no more meetings where you get a zero, mate. Of course, the drop scores, like you say, are very important. I'm not quite sure why, but I had a strange Twitch noise come through there, as if I've had a follow or something, but we're not even on Twitch, so that works out one way or another, doesn't it? It's been really, really good to watch you tonight, though, mate. It was a shame about race 1. Great result in race 2. We head to the Nürburgring next week, not the Nordschleife, but the GP circuit. How do you reckon that these cars are going to get on there?
They'll be all right, actually. The track we're going to was on the officials last season, I think, and it's pretty good. Also, I'm doing obviously Nürburgring 24-hour and VLN, so I've spent quite a bit of time on that GP track recently. So yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with it. Hopefully I'll go well. It should be a good track, really. It's a bit wider than this one, so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's not often that we see TCR racing around there, so it'll be a new experience for me as well, of course. I can't wait to commentate on it, as always. Just before I let you go though, Fraser, do you want to give anyone a shout-out tonight, mate? Yeah,
same people as always, yourself, everyone who puts in loads of hours behind the scenes, and everyone at Full Sem Racing. They've been helping me out massively, so that's all.
Cracking. Well, like I say, mate, good to speak to you. Well done on your second race result there, and we will see you next week at the Nürburgring.
We will do. Take care.
Cheers. And someone that definitely deserves an interview tonight. Definitely my driver of race 1, driver of race 2. Did a cracking job all night. Mark Woodhouse, the stud muffin himself, joins us. How are we doing, Mark? Good to see you, mate.
Well, thank you. I don't know about driver of race 1 after I punted Fraser off. I have to apologise to him first of all. It was the slightest of touches, but it was enough to send him spearing off into the wall, unfortunately.
Well, as you know, mate, these things happen a lot in iRacing. You know, sometimes with sim racing, we do run the risk of contact being exaggerated, and especially in these cars as well, front-wheel drive. Sometimes they're easy to save, sometimes they're not, but that's just how it goes. Talk me through race 2. Now, I know that, I mean, Fraser was just saying then that you're all sort of working together to go forward, maybe not knowing, but you're all just pushing.
Yeah, I had the idea that he wasn't trying to get past me down the back straight. He was moving out of my my toe, I think. So I sort of knew if I just kept my head down and stopped any mistakes, then it'd hopefully go my way, especially if I've got enough fuel in the car this time.
Well, I wasn't going to bring that up, mate, but you've dived into that one yourself. For anyone that doesn't know, in the pre-season test, Mark put it on pole in, well, it was both races, wasn't it? You put it on pole. And in race 1, I think it was, ran out of...
one race, actually, that night.
Yeah, it was, actually, yes. You know more about this series than I do. It's like you're racing it or something. He did actually run out of fuel on the second to last lap, or was it? It was the last lap, wasn't it?
Well, I noticed a couple of laps going after fuel save, and then I ran out going for the last chicane on the very last lap. Well,
thankfully that didn't happen tonight, mate, and I'm very happy for you that it didn't. Your fan club is going nuts in the YouTube chat at the moment. Is there anything you want to give anything you want to shout to them at the moment?
Yeah, just thanks for their support. It's nice to get a bit of support for once in a while.
Cracking. Well, that's all good. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before I let you go, mate?
Yeah, first of all, I'm going to say a big thank you to Rebecca, my long-standing iRacing widow, who she sort of lets me wander off into my man cave 3 or 4 nights a week to do racing. So big thank you to her for letting me do it. Then next to Team Mad and all their support, work closely together in all the series that we take part in. The admins for the league, they do a great job. It's an awesome league, this is. Yourself for the broadcast, you do an awesome job as well.
Thank you.
And then our sponsors, Fanatec, Overclockers, Immortal, Smile Time Productions, Phoenix Racing, Simon Racing Report, and Called Rescue. I think that's all of them.
And the Mark Woodhouse audiobook will be out in a few weeks' time. Don't you worry, I'm sure Ashley Blake Hood will be the first person to pre-order 10 copies of that by the look of it from the chat. But it was great to speak to you, Mark. Very, very impressed tonight, and great to see you get that win. And hopefully we will speak to you again at the Nürburgring when you do the same.
Yes, any luck. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. See you.
Bye.
And we're going to bring him in, and I always do say this when we start an interview with this guy, but the owner of the most inconsistently volumed microphone in the world joins us again. There he is. Carl Jacquelet, blowing my ears to pieces. Another good night for you, mate. You've got to be happy with that one.
Yeah, I've been struggling like heck with this track all week. Really disappointed with my pace until I got into the room today, and the pace was much better. I've been struggling so much I wasn't looking forward to it.
Well, fingers crossed that doesn't happen again, mate. But either way, you've shown that even if you're not looking forward to it, not feeling confident, you can still take the win and, of course, extend that championship lead. Lead Ema had a bit of a tough night again tonight. And while obviously we don't wish that on our competitors, I'm pretty sure you were going to be happy to see that and know that he's made your job a little bit easier at the top.
Yeah, I don't like it when I see that someone's disconnected. It's usually a pretty miserable night for them. But I was lucky in the second race because I had a humongous great whack from Scott. But it all seemed to keep together. The steering was a little bit odd after that. But I kept myself out of trouble for most of the race, and it was just a cruise to the finish in that second one.
Yeah, it seemed like the second one was a little bit easier than the first. We go to the Nürburgring next week for the Grand Prix circuit. What's your thoughts of having TCR cars around there? It's a bit of an interesting combo, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that track because I've done the 4-hour LMS and another VLN and another 4-hour race there recently, both solo, but that's on the full Green Hell, but it is taking in the part of the Grand Prix circuit as well, so I've got plenty of practice around there lately.
It's a nice way to get the practice in, I suppose, on the low key. Well, fingers crossed that we see you get the same results there, mate. You're doing a cracking job in the championship, of course, at the moment. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before you go?
Just the usual year one guys, and of course with the NHS as well, doing a fabulous job.
Awesome. Well, good to speak to you again, Carl. Thank you very much for popping in. Well done tonight, and we'll speak to you next time.
Thank you, Chaz.
Cheers. And one more guy to bring in who had another bit of a couple of mixed results tonight, but still not too much to be sniffed at. Scott Malcolm joins me in the booth. How are we doing, Scott?
Not bad. I would have thought that was more than a bit mixed results. I thought it was a bit of my best results.
It was actually. I've only just realised how high up you finished in that second one, to be fair, mate. I saw a bit of battling further down with Carl Jacquelette, and then suddenly you were just outside the top 10. So a good night all round by the look of it for your Team Mad boys. How's the Chrome car doing at the moment? You enjoying it?
It's like a bullet.
It seems to be going well, to be fair, mate. You've obviously come on quite a bit as this season's progressed. Do you feel that there's anything in particular that's changed, or is it just keep going and going?
I bet I keep going and going, but I changed a couple of wee things on my wheel. I had all these technical problems the last couple of weeks. Got them sorted out and just tweaked a few wee bits and bobs. For some reason, I've gained something like half a second. I don't know why that is, but
well, I'm sure he'll take it either way.
Oh God, aye.
I mean, if I just found half a second, I'd probably question what I've done wrong sometimes, because that's just not the case with me. But it's good to see that you've had it, mate. I've been saying to the guys we're going to Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit next week, which is not usually a track you see touring car action on. What do you reckon of getting these things around there? Is that something you reckon you'll enjoy and be confident at, or is it one that you might lament a little bit?
Well, I'll just go about my business as usual through the week and see how I get on. If I've as half a successful night as I've had tonight, then I'll be up.
Good stuff. Well, hopefully you do get some good results there as well, mate. We'll keep an eye on you. Can't really miss you in that Chrome machine. It's a good-looking bit of kit. Well, anyone you want to give a shout-out to before I let you go, mate?
Yeah, just the organisers for organising this league. This is just absolutely amazing the way it's been run. Obviously, you for boring us through the broadcast as always.
Thank you, mate.
And all the Team Mad guys, and especially Miguel. The guy just.
Oh, he's a
I
miss.
don't know if he's daft or what, but the driving one arm is that's just mental. And he's still got the speed, so God knows what we'd have done with both arms tonight.
I don't know how he does it, mate, to be honest with you, but it's great to see. And of course, a good unit as well, Team Mad. You've had a lot of your guys in the chat tonight. Ashley Blake Hood's been really getting the pom-poms out, let me tell you that. It's good to see the guys working together so well, and I really hope that you get some good results next week, mate, and probably speak to you there.
Yeah, fingers crossed as always.
Cheers, mate, we'll speak to you then.
Cheers, Charles.
Scott Malcolm there of Team Mad, and that concludes our evening here on Simracersworld TV. Thank you very much, everybody that has joined us tonight. I really enjoyed myself. Hope that you have too. 2 more brilliant races, and as you've heard, or I hope you've heard by now, we're going to be at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit next week for 2 more races. We do end the series at the Nordschleife at the end of the season as well, so it's not going to be the last time that we head there. But thank you for tuning in tonight. I hope you've really enjoyed yourself. Like I say, so have I. And we will see you next week.